And we're back in, guys. It's the Trail Count podcast led by the handsome heel, your boy Trail. I am now back in the beautiful city of Angels, Los Angeles, and I am joined today by Jules Bell live in Arizona. Jacob Winnie is out today, so we're going to be running the show. How you doing out there, Jules?
Doing good, doing good. Ready to see what this WWE and Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania is going to be about because it looks like it's definitely shaping up to be a pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Okay, what we got for? I know we just finished up with SmackDown last night, so what do we got for that? I know. I'll be honest, I did not finish watching the show. I was gonna be honest. But I did get some key takeaways. One thing I saw that was going down, and honestly, man, you know what? I hate, you know what? Once again, it's happened twice this week, but twice this week, I have gotten lucky because of the fact that he is not on the show
Mm.
again today. Jacob Winnie. But you know what? I'm not going to give him this W just yet because even though people that listen to us all the time or watch us all the time, a few
Right.
nights ago he was saying that my whole thing is that Jordan Grace is going to headline, at least compete on the card at WrestleMania. But Jacob was saying that she's not, and that what they're going to do is they're going to do the Jordan Grace Jade Cargill thing early on. And what's crazy is his
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 prediction was right.
well, not only that, but his prediction was that they were gonna do like pretty much like one of those, matches like in between where they
Right,
kind
right, right,
of just do like kind of like a toss off, a one off match that
right,
kind of warms us up for WrestleMania. So
right,
he
right,
said
right,
that they were gonna do Jay Cargill versus Jordan Grace at the
right.
Elimination Chamber or like a Saturday night's main event. But now we're finding out that he's partially correct because they are going to do that match next week on freaking SmackDown. Not even a PLE. But my thing is this, right? I'm only
Yeah,
going to give him, I'm only going to give him partial credit for being right because
right.
hey, you never know with Triple H what may happen next week. Hey, look, you know what? I still got faith. I feel like this match is just the start of a program that will end at WrestleMania. So
So here's to bring it back to SmackDown because we're going. I don't know if that was first on your list or what, but we'll talk about this first. So
go
as
ahead, man.
you
I mean, how do you feel? I feel like it's just starting off a program between them because I know Jacob.
so
If he was here right now, he'd be talking all types of trash. Like, but I'm telling you, what I think is going to happen is they're going to like a no DQ next week or something, and then that match will end up being like a match at like WrestleMania.
okay,
I
so
still got faith that Jordan Grace will be involved in WrestleMania. I don't care what Jacob says. I don't care what he.
so
How do you feel about it?
here well so here's what I say, and we saw Liv Morgan. She came out on SmackDown, and then we saw Jay Cargill come out, and then we saw Jordan Grace come out. And so I like the interaction between Jade and Liv Morgan because she said, "If you face me at WrestleMania, yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass at WrestleMania." I like that, and then, of course, you saw Jordan Grace. She said, I'm going to face you in Vegas and all that other stuff. And then we saw it lead into a tag match. And then we saw the breakdown in communication where Jay kicked Jordan Grace. And then we saw uh, Raquel Rodriguez kick Liv Morgan. So we saw those two break down in
Well, yeah,
communication.
but that's why I feel like this is gonna be. I feel like they're just tying us over to lead. Pretty much, they're dragging this out
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they can get that Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace payoff at WrestleMania, right? That's
Right.
what I feel like it is. They got Judgment Day coming in with the tag team title thing like that or whatever, or not
So here,
tag team title rivalry or whatever. Because think about it, Judgment Day got their own stuff going on too. You got Liv and Raquel
Right.
obviously about to fall apart. So I just feel like, you know, that's all it is.
True. And here's what I say though. Jordan Grace could be in WrestleMania. There's no right now. We see, of course, no opponent for, of course, Jade at the moment. Now it's all going to determine. Oh, say it again.
But who'd you say?
No, I was saying there's no opponent right now for Jade right now. So,
what do you mean it's not an opponent? Jordan Grace is the opponent. I just told you this.
For right
dude, come on. I know.
now.
Oh, no.
Right now. Because here's what
you know better than Jacob. You know better than Jacob. Because I think that
because here's what I see. So you got the Elimination Chamber coming up. You have to have 5 women. So here's the 5 women I kind of selected. It's gonna be Jordan Grace. She'll be in it.
Okay.
It'll be it's gonna be Raquel Rodriguez. She's gonna be in that match. I said also to we saw Last Legend and we saw that whole qualifying match go down on SmackDown.
Yeah, who came out of that one? Who came out of that one? Was it?
So
I know it was Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton came out on that. So she'll be the other person.
Get in there. So
Lash will be in there. Tiffany will be in there. Raquel will be in there. Jordan Grace will be in there. Now my 5th person. So I said this. So WWE could do this about 1 or 2 ways. So they could either surprises with Bianca Belair, could do a return.
Okay, I can see Bianca Belair. Okay.
And be that 5th person. Or they could save her, of course, for WrestleMania. Or they could, that 5th member, that 5th person, I mean, somehow, if you wanted to throw Chelsea Green in there and somehow she get in there just to be a body to put in there,
probably not.
Then
who do you have winning the chamber? Because I feel like Tiffany Stratton's gonna come out of the chamber, but then again, you could always have Raquel. I feel like
I said Raquel, and here's the reason. And here's the reason why I said Here's the reason why
they're gonna do a triple threat, like a build up, because like they're gonna have like Liv Morgan. Also, they're gonna probably have Liv Morgan versus Raquel versus Valkyrie.
Yeah. So this is what I said.
Yep.
She's gonna win that because it's gonna be like, okay, hey, you know, that wasn't the plan going into WrestleMania. I was supposed to be the one. You were supposed to get your title shot later on, and we could face each other, whatever. And Raquel be like, no, I had to win that match for myself, whatever the case is. I had to do it and all that. That's where the whole breakdown between those two gonna come, and that's of course, like you said, where we'll get that triple threat match at WrestleMania with Valkyrie, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. But I'm just saying, from a standpoint, I just feel like the match next week, also back to the Jade Cargill and Jordan Grace, I feel like that's a start of a program. Well, not even a start. It started, but it's a program has its different progressions, right?
Right.
I feel like here we are now. We're getting, because we still never got, you know, a one-on-one match between Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill. We've had like, you know, little incidents or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like a real one-on-one type match. And you know, with WWE, they always want to give you that first time, at least, like they want to give you that match at least once before the actual big match, or they want to give you some type of aspect of it. Like this week we had them in a tag team match. Next week we're gonna get them one-on-one, right? And so there's right there is like your climax almost of like the whole thing. And then we lead into the and now at this point, I don't think they would have another match at the Chamber, because if you're saying that you got Raquel, that means the Chamber match is going to be for that Raw Women's Championship.
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Or is it that, or I don't know how they're going to do it though. Is it that they're putting 3 people from Raw or SmackDown, like the winner of it gets to go after whoever?
So I think what they're going to do, probably 3 women from Raw, and then probably 3 women from SmackDown. That's the way I kind of.
That's what I'm saying. So the winner will go after whoever, right? So yeah, that kind of keeps things open. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm just glad he's not on this show today, because, like I said, he's out because he's gonna. I know he would just be talking like, "Oh, I told you so." Like as soon as that was announced, I was like, "Bro, like, oh my god, like, here we go." You know what I mean? And then, how about your boy? So your boy Obafemi makes another appearance. After this, I mean, this guy's just all over the place. He's still a free agent. He's still a free agent. Right. So he pops up on Raw, takes out the War Raiders, like just like yesterday's garbage, dude. Which we talked about that last show about how I felt that I feel like he shouldn't be. I feel like now at this point, anybody that gets attacked by Obafemi, is kind of just like that's almost like WWE saying, "Hey, this person ain't going to be here much longer." That's how I feel like it, because because this week he comes up on SmackDown after beating up both of the War Raiders in a handicap match, and then he takes out Kilt Wilson. And what's crazy is when Kilt Wilson came out, because the thing is I'll give him credit, because Kilt Wilson, before Obafemi shows up, Kilt Wilson comes out there first, and I mean he got a big pop. He got a big. Pop. He's getting. Even during his promo with the toxic stuff, the crowd was like with him. You know what I mean?
So it's just like Chelsea Green's gimmick. Her gimmick for a minute. People wasn't kind of with it, and they was like, "Okay, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
Then people started slowly getting with it.
Yeah.
This is what's going on with him.
Thing I was like, dude, like he's getting over it. And then I think they redid like his music too. I think.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
his music got redid with the graphics and everything. It's kind of given like a Tyler Breeze kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Tyler Breeze. Like he's getting over though. Almost like a Tyler Breeze. If like Tyler Breeze and Fandango had a baby, I feel like it would be Kilt Wilson. You know what I mean?
Right. So he's putting that package together. So,
but then even with that, like I said, still though he gets squashed by freaking. Obafemi like just squashes him. So I feel like at this point, I mean, I hope not. I hope like, this is not a sign of him getting released, or like, I feel like they're feeding him people that they just seem, they deem like, or not pushable, or people who are like low mid-carders or whatever like that. And I get, you got to build up Obafemi, but I don't I just don't see the benefit of him squashing the War Raiders. I mean, him squashing the War Raiders and Kilt Wilson is like, okay, that doesn't really tell me anything. I know that he's already dominant. Like what they did in the Royal Rumble, like that was fine with the whole, like that was cool. Like, but now it's like, okay, dude, you got to coming out here squashing people that should be getting over, or like, because like I said, when Kilt Wilson came out, people were popping for Kilt Wilson, and I'm not on a soapbox for Kilt Wilson. I mean, I'm this super Kilt Wilson fan, but I'm just saying. I mean, I can see him slowly starting to get over. So, but like you said, it could be like a Chelsea Green type thing where, she loses and but I mean, even with her, like you don't really see Chelsea Green, because you compared him to Chelsea Green. You don't really see Chelsea Green getting squashed. Like, she puts on really good matches. She's already been a 2-time United States Women's Champion. So she's got, accomplishments behind her name, versus a guy like Kilt Wilson, who's just coming, who's really just trying to like cut his teeth in the singles market, because I mean, let's face it, he's a tag team guy with Pretty Deadly. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if Elton Prince, did he get released, or is he hurt? What's going on?
Well, no, he had fusion neck surgery. So that's what.
Okay, so there's an injury there. So but either way, right now at least he's having to, kind of establish himself as a single superstar. So my thing, I just felt like, I mean, even if they had brought the Miz out there, that would have been better. I feel like the
Right.
Miz, because the Miz already a former world. I mean, he's already, everybody knows what the Miz's role is, right? Even
Right.
when,
Right. Right.
even when the Miz does get squashed, it's like, okay, it's the Miz. Okay, nobody blinks an eye. Like, it's still the Miz at the end of the day. He's got his Hall of Fame career. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
now he's here to put guys over, right? Like, put the Miz out there, put somebody else out there. You know, even put somebody else. You could have even had the Miz come out there and kind of put up a fight against him a little bit, not like too crazy, but then obviously then Obafemi still squashes him in the end, but something like that. You know what I mean?
So here's to what I think is why they use, and I kind of thought about it a little bit. I was like, oh, well, kind of makes sense a little bit. I'm thinking why they use the Ward Raiders, and I'm thinking why they use Kit Wilson. Uh, I believe they're not really trying to bring in any outside talent right now because they said they
Oh, you
weren't
mean like
bringing
the
any.
independent scene guys or whatever like that?
Yeah, yeah, because they said there weren't.
I think the years of that is over. Like you're gonna see, obviously,
Yeah,
you see AEW still bringing in independent talent, but I don't think you're gonna see too much of that with WWE because they just don't have the room for that. Like
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
in TV time or people who have like already been moved into that position, and it's just not a
and
thing there
and,
anymore.
and then too, they know. Okay, well, if we do bring in out, getting tongue tied. They know if they do bring in outside talent, then they know. Okay, well, we may have to, pay these guys. It ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be much money, but we still gonna have to pay these guys.
Well, I think they just get paid.
Whether we use,
That happens though. Even when they use the local guys, I think it's just like, okay, you're a local wrestler, and then you get
right,
called up, and it's like you sign like a one night contract,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you get paid for the night. So it's not like it's.
right, right, right,
But again, I don't think it's needed. Like at this point, we're going into WrestleMania season. We know who Obafemi is. He dropped the NXT
right,
title to come over to the main roster. He's still a free agent, so we don't know what show he's going to be on. But my whole thing is
right,
now we have to find him a viable challenger for WrestleMania. Obviously, it's common sense. We're going to have him on the WrestleMania card, whether that
right.
be night one, night two. But obviously, I can't have Obafemi at night one of WrestleMania beating up a fan or something. Like, you know what I mean? So my thing is who. So I know they're talking about Brock Lesnar, and I'm and
So
I'm
yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm good
I'm
with.
all for it. I'm all for it.
But
You
here's the
give
thing.
me
Here's the thing, because we've seen this episode before. Okay,
right,
we had a couple years ago at WrestleMania, we had Omos.
almost
We had
right,
Omos, showed up against Brock Lesnar, which was billed as a major match, right? And then
right,
I'm
right,
not saying he got squashed because it was a good match, but then what
right,
happened?
right,
Brock Lesnar wins that match with an F5, right? So
right,
no, that cannot happen. If that's going to happen, then, and I'm not saying Brock doesn't want to put anybody over. I'm not saying that because
right,
he's
right, right, right.
or, but I'm just hoping that that's the plan. That would be the plan, is to have Obafemi obviously defeat Brock Lesnar, right? And I don't mean just beat Brock Lesnar. I mean, he doesn't have to. Well, you know what? Maybe he does. I was gonna say maybe he doesn't have to destroy Brock Lesnar, but you know what though? When's the last time? I don't think we can recall any time. Like when's the time? I mean, we've seen Brock Lesnar lose matches, right?
Right,
But
right, right.
when is the time that he's gotten totally like beat down,
Destroyed. Yeah.
like dominated? I'm talking like oh, like dude, I feel like they should book it like everybody
Like
should be in
that.
that stadium and at home like shocked, like
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
like Brock Lesnar, because obviously if you do like a, because we'd all be expecting like a monster versus monster type match.
Right, right, right.
I mean, but nobody would be expecting for Brock just to get totally destroyed.
Totally.
Like just
Right.
totally like have everybody in there like holy shit, like what are we watching right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that would put him like right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm thinking too along those lines, uh if this is like they say Brock Lesnar last going out type of deal, and he trying to maybe make this his last run, then yeah, I would say go ahead and put Obafemi over, which I'm quite sure Brock wouldn't have no real problem really doing it.
No,
He wouldn't have
I
no
mean
issue.
what I've heard is that he speaks very highly of Obafemi.
Right. Right.
Yeah, everybody back there does pretty much. So I don't think that would be an issue, but I'm just hoping that's what it is. I mean, that's the match I want. I mean, that's the match that we all want at
Right.
WrestleMania. Obviously, Brock versus Femi. So I mean, let's get it done, man. Let's get it done. And what about your boy in the back, R-Truth, man? Being R-Truth, man. He's they cut to the back. I think it was after the match or whatever. They
Yeah.
are they cut to the match, and then it's I think it was Damian Priest and R-Truth back.
Damian Priest. Right.
And R-Truth is like doing the Femi strut, dude. He's doing the Femi strut. And then, he's just so funny, man. He's hilarious, man. I love R-Truth, man. You know what I mean? Doing this thing. So that was a good small comic relief for the night there, for everybody. R-Truth being R-Truth. And then we also had and then of course, and then dude, I love his little line that he said, because he's like oh man, he was like, Femi. Oba stands for oh my goodness. Like that. That was that alone was you know what I mean?
Yeah, R-Truth is something else.
Yeah, that line alone was worth watching that night. And then we fast forward here a little bit later on in the evening. Of course, Cody Rhodes still having his beef going on with Drew McIntyre. Then the whole thing. Then Trick Williams and Drew McIntyre getting into it. So
you know what? Let me say something about Trick. Trick Williams, that man is freaking hilarious. If you don't just watch his little mannerisms and the way he just the little things he does.
Don't forget the lemon pepper steppers.
The lemon pepper steppers, and then he was talking about Cody's little nickname, Raheem, and all that. And
that was funny. Well, the fans put that on Cody Rhodes a long time ago, and now he's finally taking it
running with it.
Yeah. So that's cool. So now I'm just trying to figure out what they're gonna do with Trick Williams, because you got Trick Williams. Well, we know Cody can't get a shot at the title anymore.
Right.
Well, they're already, but obviously, I don't know what they're gonna do with Cody at WrestleMania.
So Cody, like I said, and if you paid attention, of course, to Drew, he got attacked not once, but he got attacked twice. And he has to qualify to get into the chamber.
Cody?
Yeah. And then Jacob.
The contract, though, was that Cody couldn't get a shot.
Well, they throwing him in this chamber.
So
they throwing him in this chamber. I don't think
he's gonna win it though. But see, my thing is,
and I don't think
maybe if they try to do, but it's like I said on another show earlier this week on another pod that I said, like with pro wrestling, I mean that's how it's been since forever with pro wrestling. It's like they'll come up with a stipulation, but then the hero in the story finds a way to beat that stipulation. You know what I mean? Like they'll try to be like, oh well, he won the chamber, so that overrides. You know what I mean? Overrides it, which is ridiculous because
it is,
because that makes no sense still. But it's pro wrestling.
Because he said if he didn't win the Royal Rumble, he would never get a shot again. So,
but then again, you know what though? Maybe they are going with that. Because if you remember, Drew McIntyre interrupted the Rumble to make sure that Cody didn't win. Which that tells me that's what they're going with. If you win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, that overrides any previous stipulations. Because if that wasn't the case, then Drew McIntyre wouldn't have had no reason to even come out there like, oh, well, I don't care what he does, because if he wins, he can't come after me. You know what I mean? So but because he can, he comes. So actually, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but as far as the wrestling world, that makes sense. I think that's what it is. Even if Cody were to win the chamber, they would just be like, oh, okay, well, that overrides the stipulation. Now he can get a shot. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But whatever, man. I could sit here for another 20 minutes and talk about how stupid that is. But you know what I mean? You get my point, though. You know what I mean?
Right. So we don't see really honestly, really who wins that chamber match. It's gonna be really interesting to see who faces Drew McIntyre. At this point, if you don't, to me, if you don't have Cody win it, I mean, do you possibly? I don't know. I don't know. Do you set up a Jacob Fatu and and Drew McIntyre match, or do you hold off on that, or?
Well, who won? Because I didn't catch that main event. Though. Who won that?
So Randy Orton won that main.
Qualified to be in the chamber.
Yeah, so
He
he
was
yeah qualified.
against what? Solo? Was it Solo?
Yeah, Solo and Aleister Black.
Oh yeah, triple. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, the
And so
triple threat. Yeah.
Randy Orton wins that match. So now you have Randy Orton in the chamber. And how are the rest of the entries decided? I think it's like a draw, something, or a lottery draw for the chamber. I think it's all
So
qualified.
so the rest of them will be qualifying matches. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have time because we're at the beginning of February, and it's not
Right.
until like the end. So
Right.
okay. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that, man. A lot of moving pieces still as far as SmackDown and the WrestleMania title picture and all that good stuff. Um, so we had also what we had here is let's bounce over really quick. We'll bounce back. I was gonna say, speaking of that, well, I'll talk about your boy Roman Reigns beating that WrestleMania record, but we'll hop around to that just in a bit. Let's jump over to TNA Impact, man. So a few things going down over there. Number one being Ariana Grace fooling well, I say fooling because to me, even though she went back to like a face character because she was doing the
Right.
whole heel, she was doing the whole takeover heel thing with her husband Stax Lorenzo,
Right. Right.
with TNA versus NXT thing. But then all of a sudden they flipped her out of nowhere. They kept Stax as like a heel, and they flipped her out of nowhere into where she's still like married to Stax, right? So she's still like loyal to him, but she's like a face. But then Stax is still a heel. And so now they're playing it where like, Stax is still doing all these sneaky things, but he's not being honest with her. So anyways, but she goes to the back and then she requests from her dad women's championship title match for no reason. Like just requests it. And he's of course like, oh, well, I don't think that would be fair to the rest of everybody else because you didn't really earn it. And then she's like, oh, well, you could just make up for not being there for my Sweet 16 or something. So I feel like she's being fake, like just so she can get things. And I think that she's using Santino's emotions to get over pretty much. So I feel like and it was kind of weird how they flipped her. And I'm like, that was a little bit early to go back to a face. You know what I mean? And I feel like this whole thing, and I mean, I could be wrong, or maybe they might play it where like, she's a good person, but she's just always still trying to use Santino for stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we seen that before. How they'll use the general managers for stuff, and they'll do that type of deal. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. It's gonna be interesting.
I think it might just be a whole setup for her to steal the women's championship because he made the match for next week's pay-per-view next weekend, or I think it's next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. TNA No Surrender, right? So she's going to be challenging Lei Ying Lee for the championship. So I feel like Stax may help her cheat to win the championship. Either she'll turn heel again, like she was just using Santino just to get to the championship, or what'll happen is like Stax will come out there and help her. Like, so here's the thing. So because he's doing stuff behind her back, like she doesn't know about or claims not to know about. So like, I think Stax will come out there and cause her to win the match, like help her cheat without her knowing that he helped her cheat. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Like, but I feel like the whole thing I could be wrong. I feel like the whole thing could be a setup for her to steal the championship. We'll keep an eye on that. But that's just what thing to look at. And also, what about Jada Stone, man, with a breakout performance this week? She had a big tag team.
I saw that.
Big spots in that match, dude.
Yeah, that she's gonna be good. She's gonna be real good.
Who does she remind you of?
Gee. Who do she
Not the
remind
G
me of?
Willigers.
No, I know who she remind me of, but
You like?
I forgot her name. Like she used to wrestle, but she kind of like took a break.
Are you talking about? Damn.
She was she was like kind of small a little
Talking
bit,
about
but
Jacqueline?
not Jacqueline. Well, I take that back. You know what? She do kind of remind me just a little bit of her, a little bit. Uh, just by the way she kind of moves and stuff like that. Yeah, so she do kind of remind me of her just a little bit. Uh, but yeah, she's real impressive. Uh,
Yeah.
we gonna see what she does in the women's division. I'm quite sure. Uh, Here coming up, we'll see her and Tasha Steele probably go at it because she
Yeah,
hasn't
we
wrestled in a
definitely got to
while.
get a one-on-one match between them. Like she was pretty
Yeah,
impressive. You could tell like they let her run in this match, and they highlighted her in this match as well. So it was a big spotlight breakout match for her. So congrats to Jada Steele on that. I mean Jada Steele, but Jada Stone on that one. And then we had social media influencer BDE, man. So he's getting deep into the show. But I mean BDE to me is like he's like there. I think they're trying to make him like I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to put him up there with him like just yet. But it's like I mean, both of them are both social media guys, so that's why I'm saying this. But BDE, I feel like they're trying to make him like the same as like Logan Paul. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like when Logan Paul
And
showed up and he was slowly kind of starting to do stuff. Like because now
sometimes I kind of hate. I'm not saying I hate it, but sometimes
what
TNA or sometimes you'll see them not copy certain stuff, but you see
the
little
same
things.
concept.
Yeah, same
Because
concept.
you went and
Yeah,
got this big social media influencer, and I mean, and he was doing wrestling on his own before, but like he's still like an influencer. But
right, right, right.
like and then so and now you got him doing all this stuff. He's in a program or started a program with the other day on TNA with Eric Young. So Eric Young confronts him in the back, and then he's like, "You have all this influence, which I don't know why, but you do. You got all these people following you, whatever." He's like, "So you need to pretty much trying to get BDE to join him because
Right.
Eric Young is still pushing this gimmick about trying to clean TNA, which we still don't even know what Eric Young's actual mission is. Like I don't know, like."
Yeah, and I don't know why. I'm not saying they haven't let him come out on the mic, and kind of explain that a little bit.
But
Uh,
when he does, he talks in circles.
right, exactly.
He's had several promos where he's tried to push it. Like, dude, this gimmick's been going on since like last year at least.
Yeah, it
And then like,
has.
I don't even know. Like, he comes out wearing that weird looking mask or whatever, and then he comes out saying whatever, talks in riddles, and then I don't know. You know what I mean? But we'll see because next week or not next week, I think it might have been next week that he said that BDE had to give him an answer. I think it was either that's going to happen either on Impact or at No Surrender. I don't know.
No
But
surrender.
either way, next week he told BDE he's got to give him an answer if he's going to join them or whatever the case is. So I don't know if he's trying to build like a
We
faction
shall.
or what the plan is there for that. But I mean, I've seen BDE in the ring. He's pretty impressive. But I mean, unlike Logan Paul, because see, Logan Paul didn't really have a wrestling background. Like Logan Paul trained to wrestle, but
Right,
BDE
right.
I think BDE was already an independent wrestler before. He was already an independent wrestler, but he was like also social media, like kind of like both.
Social media
Yeah,
guru.
but
Yeah.
he was doing wrestling on his own before though. You know what I mean? I think he
Right.
was. Yeah. So so we'll see. I'm not hating on him. I'm just like it's crazy how
Mm.
like they grab these guys and then try to, you know what I mean? And
Well,
so
that's the same thing. That's the same thing, kind of WWE. When they did ISO speed a little bit, they just let him roll in the ring real quick and get a little bump
we
in
didn't,
just to
we
see
didn't
how
see him.
it
We
feels.
didn't see him at the Rumble. Maybe he's gonna be at WrestleMania for a spot or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't think they really needed him though for that. I think last year's Mania, honestly, they were short like some slots, and I just feel like they needed people in certain slots. So
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
let's send Speed out there or whatever. Let's send this guy out there. But I think this year they pretty much had the spots down this year.
Yeah, they did. They did. They pretty much planned it out.
Yeah, and then we saw Ash by Elegance get back in there, so good for her. We still don't know because I thought she was gonna retire for sure, and then she
So
unretired.
I thought she was going to retire too. On my end, it looked like she was on her way out for
But it was
good. Cause
at first they said when it first went down, they said it was a personal issue,
right,
right? And they were being private about it. Then they came out and said that it was actually a medical issue, but now she's cleared. But they still won't say what it was. So
it
whatever
was.
it is,
Yeah.
it's got to be something that's like embarrassing or something,
Yeah, or it
or
could
maybe
just be
something that
some.
she finds embarrassing.
Yeah, or something that they just will say, okay, we'll keep it under wraps,
Or
probably.
maybe it could have been something like something else with I mean, I don't want to put it out there. I mean, maybe something with drugs, something like that,
Yeah, could be.
or maybe something like they didn't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, or maybe something she didn't want out there. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're not gonna dig into the past. The good thing is
right.
she looks great. She's back, and I know a lot of fans. These fans. I always say it, bro. These fans can be so fickle because because yeah, man, they can be fickle because because the thing is that and I'm not saying I mean, before all this stuff happened, she was
Right.
on an amazing run, TNA,
Yeah.
Knockouts
Yeah.
Women's Champion. Like she had already established the Elegance brand, and she
Right.
building other superstars and doing all these things, pretty much like the top of the food chain of the women's division of TNA.
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Right.
TNA speaking, she was right. And then this happened. So, but even when all that was going on, I didn't hear all these people talking about how much they love Ash. I mean, people. I'm pretty sure she had a fan base, but I'm saying you didn't
Right.
really
Right.
hear about her. Like you heard about her, but you didn't really hear about her. You know what I mean? But then
Well, you know that carrot.
as
You
soon as
know that.
announcement, now all these people are so sad, and and it's crazy how
Well, you know that character
yeah.
was at first it was kind of confusing at first, that character. So that
What,
character,
the Ash character?
yeah, you really didn't know. Well, I wasn't say it was confusing, but once again, like I say, it kind of was like you thought it was a carbon copy of Tony Storm. So you
I don't
would
think he was trying to. Well, you know what?
no, but I don't think she was.
I'm
But
not.
it almost felt that way a little
Yeah,
bit.
when she first came out, I will say that I think for the first couple of weeks, I kind of felt like that. But I think they were trying to, a lot of times when you get a new gimmick, you're trying to
Right,
figure out, okay, we know who this person is, or we know at least somewhat of who we want them to be or what the intent is, right? But then we
right,
got
right,
to
right,
put them out there in front of fans and get the reaction, and then we go with that week by week, and then we
right.
kind of build pieces. So I feel like with that, she shows up, okay, it's Ash by Elegance. And I think when she first showed up, she did have that concierge came out with her. I think he showed up
Yeah,
too.
the
So
concierge.
she
Yeah,
had him. Okay, so that was cool. Had that going on. So I think because of him, that's why people were saying that because with Tony
yeah.
Storm, Tony Storm's got like what's his name, Luther or like
Luther. Yeah,
yeah,
Luther.
Luther. She got Luther. So I think people were like, oh, then that's like Timu Tony Storm because she's got this concierge. He's got Luther's little brother over here with her.
You're right.
Like, so I think that's why. Had she not did that, I would have been like, okay, whatever. But that kind of tipped my hat on that. But I don't think it was something like that. I just feel like people were it just was a little bit close.
Close. Yeah.
And sometimes you do have gimmicks where it's just a little bit close. You know what I mean? But I mean, honestly, they could easily be a tag team. Like if she went to
Yeah. Yeah.
AEW, like Tony Storm and Ash would be a perfect tag team.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't think at first, maybe a little bit. Like the first couple of weeks, I was like, okay, like what's going on here? And then when it kind of started, I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, but it's
Right.
kind of like, especially when you're a fan that's seen this person on with a different company with a different
Company. Yeah.
gimmick, it's kind of hard when they transition into a whole nother person because you
Right.
still see that old person.
Right.
You know what I mean? It takes time to put that in your head. Okay, this is who I am now, right? So, but anyway, it's good to see her back. I'm all the same. Wish all the best to her, man. So she's, really good for the company. One of the top stars in the show, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So really good. And TNA definitely needed her to get back. They also debuted this new guy that I've never seen before. I don't know if you heard of him. Adam Brooks. Adam Brooks had a match in the beginning of the show. Yeah, it was against Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel won the match, but this Adam Brooks dude, I don't know if you saw him or not, but
No, I think I missed that. That
yeah, go back
debut.
and check out Adam Brooks, man. Like he looks really good. It was like sort of like a cowboy gimmick. Like he looks like he could be the third member of like what was that tag team that was on NXT back Brooks Jensen and
Oh,
them.
Brooks Jensen.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Brooks
okay.
Jensen looks like he could be a third member of those guys. You know what I mean? Like he was, but you know what? But he was pretty good, and he had a good presentation or whatever. It looks like he has some decent potential. Obviously, Trey Miguel won the match, and they used that to build the momentum with with his whole feud going on. But yeah, but it was the debut of Adam Brooks. He looked pretty good though. So go back. It was the first match. It was the first match that opened up this week's TNA Impact. So go check that out. Go
Okay.
check that out. And
I had to go check
you'll
that
see
out.
what I mean. You'll see what I mean. It was pretty good. And then so this here is confusing me. So then we have Steve Macklin, who I thought was gone.
Yeah, because he got that
Uh,
briefcase
yeah, he
and
got
he was fired.
Easter fire match. He got the fire briefcase. So he pops back up again. And then Santino was like, "Oh yeah, I let him show up to say goodbye to everybody or whatever like that." Right? But then he ends up attacking, right? He ends up
Yeah,
attacking
he
Mike
ended
Santana. So I'm like, wait,
right.
he doesn't work here no more. So what's going on?
Right.
I don't know. So what do you think's going on with this? Like, how are they gonna get that to work? Because he got fired.
So what I'm thinking there, because if you notice when he got the little fire thing in the briefcase,
Yeah.
he kind of didn't say anything.
Well, yeah, he
So
was mad because he walked away.
yeah, so that gave me the clue, like, okay, you know, he wants to get that actual world heavyweight, that world heavyweight title spot, and he'll do anything to get there.
Oh, so you're
And
saying because he walked away like that, it was like, you know what? I may have this right now saying I'm fired, but I'm gonna find a way to get back here.
right,
Right.
right,
Okay. Pretty much
right.
because if he was going to be gone, it would have been. And you're supposed to be a face, or at least you were a face, but you turned heel like this week.
Heel,
But
yeah,
at the time that you got the contract, you were a face.
face,
So if you
right,
were going to be a face who was going to stay fired, you would have been like, oh, you would have had like a motivating speech or like a goodbye
speech,
speech or something.
yeah,
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah. So he was like, okay, what better way than to go after the big champion or whatever the case is, and go
Oh
ahead and
yeah, because you know what?
take him out.
Somebody like Mike Santana, Mike Santana is always about getting his get back. So,
Right,
Mike Santana is going to probably go to Santino like, look, I don't care if this dude is fired.
right,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if this dude is fired. You need to give him a one night only contract or something, but I want to get my hands on him. You know what I mean? Or
right,
maybe they even do like an unsanctioned match between Mike
right.
Santana and Steve Macklin,
Macklin, right.
right? And it doesn't have to be for the world title
No,
because
no, no.
you can't really make it for the world title because of the fact that he's supposed to be
So
boxed. And if
So
it's
yeah, it just popped in. So it just popped in my head. So what's probably gonna happen is they're probably gonna give. So they'll do like a if you win against Mike Santana, it don't got to be a title match like you said. But if you win against Mike Santana, then you get to keep your job or whatever the case is. So that sort of
yeah,
thing.
that's what I was gonna say. If you win
Yeah.
because I don't think they'll. Well, yeah, maybe that's a stipulation that Steve Macklin would ask for. I don't
Right.
think that will be a stipulation they would offer him.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
but I think they'll find a way to add that stipulation into the story because that's gonna
Into the
make the
story.
match back. I mean, I would be excited to watch that match, especially if you make it unsanctioned.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that'd be a good thing
Yeah.
too.
And obviously, Steve Macklin has to win that match, though.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely got to
Match,
win the match.
obviously, you
You
have to win
wouldn't
the
have to.
match, 'cause that's going to give you back into the company. And I think
Right.
that'll be their way.
And you beat the world champion on top of this.
Yeah, you beat the world champion, because now I don't think they're actually going to put, because he's already been world champion, and they have and this is Mike Santana's second title reign. He
Right.
already had which was weird to me. I don't know what they were doing, but they had Mike Santana win, and then they took it right back off him again, but then they put it back on him again. So now this is his second title run. So I don't think they're going to be taking the belt back off of Mike Santana anytime soon. But I
Right.
would have Steve Macklin do the whole unsanctioned, whatever you want to do, non-title, get the win over Mike Santana. Then that allows me to book a huge world title main event at my next, down the line, my next TNA pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get
Right.
to book that. That covers me there. And obviously I'm going to have Mike Santana retain. I'm
Right.
going to have him retain against Steve Macklin. But then this now gives me an excuse because now at this point, Steve Macklin has his job back. And like I
Right.
said, these fans, they forget stuff in 5 minutes. So
They do.
by the time you're talking the next pay-per-view after February, whenever that is, you're talking like at least 2 months, maybe 2 months, 3 months from now. Everybody's gonna forget that Steve Macklin's supposed to be fired anyway, and then
Right.
they're gonna keep, because again, I thought what they were gonna do was use this to move him and put him somewhere else, like on another brand, like NXT maybe, or like
Right.
he might just be done with his contract and going to maybe AEW or just sitting at home or whatever it is.
Right.
But now I can see that this is all part of a story plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at first I thought it was like a real life connection where it's like, okay, we're going to write you out the story so you can go wherever you're going to go. But now I think he's going to stay with TNA and do some more work. So we'll see. And I mean, I think it's a nice little twist to the Feast of Fire, because
Yeah,
you
it is.
expect the person that gets the fired briefcase is going to be either fired in real life, they already
Right.
did get fired, or they're just not going to resign with the company. So it's a way to get that person out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even the last one, really, I think that was just to get, now you got the hometown man out of that. And I think that even though the hometown man is the stupidest shit of all time, I don't like it. But
They gimmicks in this. They gimmicks in
but
this
maybe that's what
hometown
they wanted.
man.
Right. So I
Right.
think they used that match just to get a new character in the hometown man.
Right.
So I think they're using these matches just for really story development. And then sometimes you may have someone who legit is not going to resign, who legit is done. And then you can also use it to get them out as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a multi-purpose match. You know what I mean? For TNA.
Right.
So yeah, but either way, we got that going on. So that's definitely going to be interesting to watch. Normally I watch TNA pretty late, like after like a day or so after, but I'm definitely going to have to check it out this Thursday and see what's going on. So
yeah.
And then we saw a vignette with Mara Swade and Ryan Nemeth. So here's the thing about those two, man. Even though with the whole story is like, he's chasing her or whatever like this and trying to compete.
Right.
Because this vignette, they had like a whole video where they went to a football field and tried to compete, like who's the stronger wrestler or whatever the case is. But honestly, and it was pretty funny. Like they had a video where Mara, like she threw the football like a whole football field long and then caught it herself or something crazy like that. And then when Ryan Nemeth goes to do it, he tweaks his shoulder or something. It's funny, right? And, but then some other funny stuff happened. You guys can go watch that yourselves on TNA. But it was pretty much a funny skit. But I think those two are dating in real life. That's what I think.
Hey, I mean, you never know. I don't think she's seeing anybody from what I know. I don't.
How do you know her personally? What do you mean from what you know? Well, you know her personally?
No. I'm just saying. Sometimes, these people, they could say who's dating and all that other stuff.
Yeah, just like me, I'm just speculating. The only thing I'm just paying attention to, like the on-screen chemistry.
Yeah, so that's just like Trick Williams and Last Legend.
But they are
Like,
dating in real life. I mean,
but
they
they
got
are dating in real life, but on screen you could kind of see like, oh, hold on, they might be seeing each other in real life.
yeah,
They
the way they
got
like,
something going on here, and sure enough, you come to find out, oh, they got a
and
whole
that's unlike
house together.
playing here because you haven't even seen it. You got to go watch. If you watch, you got to watch TNA and watch the vignette and watch the whatever the you want to call it, the skit, the video, and you'll see what I'm saying. You're like, all right, I kind of see what Trail's talking about. They got like a little thing going. Like I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
on screen thing.
Yeah, yeah. And usually it's the woman that really kind of exposes it because with women,
Yeah, yeah.
when they're in love, like even when they're acting or doing whatever, like they have this glow to them. They like you can
Right,
tell
right, right.
they react around certain things that are being said to them or around them from that person. Like they
Right,
just
right.
you just tell. You just tell. I don't know. That is me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. And then of course, so hey man, it's time for the final thoughts. Well, our first final thought topic. So your boy this year, Roman Reigns becomes the first wrestler in history to main event 10 different WrestleManias: 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and of course this year coming up 42. This extends his lead over Hulk Hogan, who has the record of 8. He is currently on a streak of 6 consecutive main events, spanning WrestleMania 37 through 42. Shout out to my tribal chief, smashing the records, smashing them and stacking them. Roman Reigns doing his thing on there. I mean, not much else to say there. I mean, he's just doing it all, man. I mean, he's just like, he's like, I mean, he's on obviously
Well,
the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, man. I mean,
we'll
it's Roman.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
They put a lot of stock in. They put a lot of bunch of stock in the Roman Reigns. The
Stock
whole
ain't the word.
company.
Dynamite.
Right. They put the whole thing in.
A
In
generational talent, man.
right.
Generational superstar. If he ended today, he could Hall of Fame or first ballot Hall of
Oh
Fame.
yeah. Oh
First
yeah.
ballot Hall of Fame, no question.
You
Um,
do like you said. You do like this is your. I think they said is like six straight uh WrestleMania like main event or whatever the case is. So, you know, when you put that much stock into a person, yeah, you the sky is the limit. So
shout out to Roman Reigns, man. That's amazing. So, but with that being said, looking at this is a lot, man. Always headlining WrestleMania. Obviously we know the story build up, the advertisement
right,
requirements, appearances, obviously keeping yourself in tip top shape, and obviously
right,
just on the road constantly building up to the show's biggest event of the year. Kind of goes back to what even he has said recently during an interview that he doesn't really see a lot of people. I mean, obviously we see people who are developing. You talk
right,
about the guys like Trick Williams, like
right.
you talk about the guys like Oba Femi, but then that sentence always ends with, oh, okay, well, yeah, like you hear people say, yeah, that's an amazing talent, and one day they'll be in the main event at WrestleMania. It's always at that word that's at the end. Oh yeah, one day,
Day, right.
one day. But Roman's question is like, well, when is that day coming? Because my ass is getting tired. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that's what, and like he said, you and he was just saying, like in that interview, he was saying he loves uh Nick Khan and all that, and he loves TKO, all that other stuff. But he was like, yeah, when I was kind of gone a little bit or gone a while,
That was the time.
that y'all had time to build up new talent, new stars, new everything. And y'all kind of didn't capitalize, or y'all kind of didn't
I mean, they
take
did
advantage
build
of
some
that.
people. Like, we're not gonna
They
dump
did, yeah,
the
we ain't gonna knock it.
because, but it's not to the extent that he's talking about. And I get what he's talking
Right.
about. It's like, hey,
He's
okay,
saying,
there
hey,
should be somebody right now that you
right,
can put with me in the main event, and they're a threat. Like they could, and that they could
right,
beat me right now,
right,
and and carry this. And there's not, and there is some people like you have like Cody Rhodes, but even
right.
Cody Rhodes, how old is Cody Rhodes? Like what, like 40, like 30?
40, I believe he's either 42, I believe.
Right. And so Cody,
42, yeah, something like
he's not going to be around for long. Like he's in his prime, pretty much, if you want to call it that. And then we've already had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and then obviously you got same thing. You've had all of this stuff, like the Drew McIntyres, like
yeah,
even now, we're gonna get the CM Punk thing, and if you want to call that like fresh, I guess you could, like, because you had him in a triple threat already. Triple threat they had with Seth Rollins last year. Okay, whatever. But it's like I was saying, which I
and
was
Roman
right.
and
I was right about that, by the way. Damn it, we're not going to do this triple threat crap again. I said that, and I stand on it. But we're getting the CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and that's cool. Like that's a cool match. But then whatever. But then CM Punk is not no spring chicken, so he doesn't count either.
so that's what I'm saying.
You know, so
They're gonna go out there and make it the best that they can.
well, no. I mean, it's gonna be a blockbuster match.
Yeah, oh,
I'm
it is.
not saying that, but what I'm saying is like, okay, we can't. When are we gonna stop depending on like these guys? You might as well say are like legends. So you're
Yeah,
dependent on the CM Punks, the Roman Reigns.
Brock
Even
Lesnar.
go
Yep.
ahead and start throwing certain people in there. Even hell, like I mean, they're getting up there in age too, so we're gonna stop depending on like the Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, all that.
The you know what I mean? Like, all these guys.
Because
Because, and then you do have some guys who are in the shoot who are ready to go. You got like Braun Breaker. You got like obviously Femi, right?
right.
But then it's always like you also don't want to like push those guys too fast either.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then like what's too fast? What's too slow? Like, and then like again, you got guys like Roman starting to call it out. Okay, hey, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of just like one of those things,
And it's kind of like, okay, is it that y'all don't trust nobody, or is it that what I think it is? I'm thinking that I'm not saying like an injury will happen or an injury will come up or anything, but I believe that could be where it is. I think that they're scared a little bit that if, okay, we do go with a younger star or something like that, hey, what if an injury happened? What if something happened? Okay, we
these
got to
guys have
scramble.
Roman
Right.
was out with a whole cancer diagnosis.
Right.
You got Seth Rollins sitting at home right now trying to come back from the arm injury or whatever it was, shoulder, whatever. And then you have people get injured all the time. CM Punk had like a bicep tear that had him out for a while. Matter of fact, that bicep tear caused them to have to cancel and move a match because of that.
Exactly.
Had to change the whole storyline because of that, which it was a big payoff at the end with him coming back. I think it was, or I might be twisting it around. Was it before or after Bad Blood he got injured? I can't remember. I think wasn't it?
I think that was after. I believe that was after Bad Blood.
But either way, they had to change stuff around because he was out.
Right.
I mean, that's just a part of the business. Like so to say, and we're just speculating. We're not saying they're saying this, but
right.
I would hope not, because that wouldn't make any sense, because it's more of like, okay, you're saying, well, I'm not going to push anybody because people get hurt. Okay, people get hurt in every sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, okay.
And I can understand they not being, and I can understand too them not being fully ready. So maybe they just really taking it slow, of course, and building it up, just like they doing with, like you said, Femi and that sort of thing. They taking their time building him up. So you see him going to Raw, SmackDown.
Well, I mean, he's already showing up and freaking squashing people on the roster.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Hopefully at some point closer, maybe not now because it's early. We're sitting here in February, so maybe at some point, like around March time frame, that music hits. Brock Lesnar comes out there and does his thing against Oba.
Right.
So yeah, but I feel what he's saying. But kudos to the tribal chief, man. Still, just I mean, What hasn't he done at this point? The next big thing looking for the next big thing, he's in that Street Fighter movie.
Right, and I think that's scheduled coming
That's
out.
coming out. Supposed to be like, well, I saw it like it's later this year. It's supposed to be like October.
Later this year. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, later this year.
I hate that, dude. That deserves to be like a summer. It should be in the summer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that should be like June or July, bro. But whatever.
Yeah, it does.
Whatever. And I think they got Cody Rhodes up in there too, and some other.
Yeah,
people.
Cody's in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So another big one. And last final thought of the day, man. We got, of course, obviously the big thing coming up tomorrow, man. We got the Super Bowl coming up. My New England Patriots, your New England Patriots as well, Jewel. Our boys going to battle against those Seattle Seahawks and Santa Clara.
This is going to be something to see tomorrow. What I told somebody, it's yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I told him, I said, and I looked at kind of the tape. They were showing it on NFL Live or whatever, and they were just breaking down of us not watching. It's the protection for Drake May, and where it breaks down at, is it's the right side and the left side, the edges, and I saw where the mistakes is, like one person wasn't kind of concentrating on what he's supposed to do, or kind of got lost in the shuffle instead of making the right moves here and there to protect him and not get to him. So hopefully we got some work to do. Hopefully we'll protect the left and right side, because that's the big side. I mean,
and
we got pretty much everybody coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I saw some things too. Like, I mean, obviously all season long we've seen things. We've seen things in playoff games. Like you said, there's a lot of people coming back that weren't used or were barely used in that Broncos game.
And
that
remember,
realizing about, plus the additional week that we had off, right?
And remember, they didn't use Travion Henderson. They didn't use him really that much. So,
nope. So a lot
he's
of
well rested.
A lot of I feel like things under the sleeves there of Mike V waiting to come out.
Oh yeah. What I don't want, the thing I don't want to see tomorrow is, if it's not, my thing is, if it's not there, don't put yourself in a bad position. So if the play is not there, if it's down the field, and if it's down the field and it's not there, don't throw it, because
you're going to fall in somewhere.
Yeah. What I would like to see, hey, stay with short passes if you got to half the night, or stay with.
That's our game. That's always been our game. The short,
right. And if you got to go to the running backs or the wide receivers,
change with Henderson and the check down. But I mean, Drake has shown we have guys that can get downfield. And Drake has shown that he can send it downfield. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying about taking care of the ball. People talk about the fumble. I mean, dude, it was a whole freaking blizzard out there. And I mean, yes, he has fumbled before earlier in the season when it wasn't bad weather. I'm not saying he hasn't. But I mean, a lot of quarterbacks have fumbled this season. But whatever, but I feel like also sometimes you can't avoid stuff. You get sacked. I've seen these guys strip sack. You got guys in here punching the ball out. It happens. Nobody's perfect. But hey, I mean, he was good enough to get us here. And I mean, it's Drake May all day, baby. So we're riding. We're ride with him. Hey, look, tomorrow at this point, we're either going to win this game and celebrate with them, or we're going to lose and go down with them.
Right.
And that's just what it is. It's Patriot Nation all day. People have been asking me where I'm going to watch the game. Oh, hey, are you going to stream your show from a bar or somewhere? No, I'm not. I mean, there will be a stream tomorrow. We are going to go live after the game, but I'll be doing it here in my house where I'll also be watching the game at. And the reason that is because, first of all, anybody that knows me knows that I have a freaking 85-inch Samsung screen here up on the wall. Beautiful screen here. I'm looking at it right now, where I'll be watching the game from. Secondly, I'm not going out because everybody knows that I'm a passionate, diehard, real Patriot fan. And I don't got time to be dealing with those Seahawks fans. I don't got time to be dealing with no nonsense or whatever. Listen, my entire family is from Boston. You don't hear it in my voice because I'm a Navy brat. I've been all over the world, but I'm telling you right now, I have family who are in Boston right now. They've never left Boston. They got the full-fledged accent. They talking about they don't play no games either. They talking about get away from my car. You know what I mean? they don't play no games. They don't play no games. You understand? So here's the thing about us, right? We, especially those of us from New England, we don't mess around. Like I will fight you. I will fight you over my team. I will fight you.
Right.
I will straight up fight you. So here's the thing. I'm staying inside in the comfort of my own home. Gonna have some. I got the Rocks tequila brand up in here. We're gonna get some shots going. Got the big screen going. I might have one of my lady friends come through. She want to watch the game or something. But other than that, or I may not have company at all. But either way, gonna have some good food here. And enjoy the game here on. I have Peacock. So we got that going and everything. And I'm gonna enjoy the commercials. Gonna enjoy the Bad Bunny halftime show. Right. And I'm hearing he's going to be having a special surprise coming out. People been speculating all week who that's going to be, but I think it's going to be Cardi B, honestly.
Why not? I mean, she's going to be there. I mean, why not throw her in there real quick?
We don't know who's not playing, though. But it's got to be somebody big for all this noise. It better be.
It better be.
If it's not Cardi B, everybody knows I'm a Drake fan, so I'd like to see Drake. Maybe Drake. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be somebody people don't expect, somebody that he hasn't worked with before.
Right.
Possibly. I can see that, like a surprise, like somebody that you wouldn't have seen coming. You know what I mean? Especially with the fact they're keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
Like
so they ain't letting it out the box.
No, not doing that at all. Granted, the result of this game, if we win this game, obviously I'll go out for a little bit. I'll go after downtown. The bars are open. I'm not a really big going out guy. I go out every now and then. So I'll celebrate a little bit, go out, see what's going on. Maybe nothing crazy. Everybody knows. Look, I bought my noggin hat, so I gotta rock the noggin hat downtown. Best believe it, I'm going live with my noggin hat on. I'm going live. I gotta rock the noggin hat, even though if in the event that we don't win, I can still wear it WrestleMania weekend.
Right.
It's still coming out. No matter what, it's still coming out in Vegas. But I'm planning for it to come out obviously tomorrow night. We're hoping and praying that it comes out tomorrow night.
Right.
So so go Pats. Good luck, Drake May, Stephon Diggs, the whole squad. So we're gonna see what's going on. So now we gotta end this show with a final score prediction though for the Super Bowl. And like I said, we will be going live tomorrow after the game. I believe I have to check my schedule. I think we had that show. I have that show right now scheduled for 9 p.m. West Coast time. I believe I have that scheduled. I'll have to double check that, but you guys can always go to our Instagram page, and that's at the Trail Count podcast. Just look us up on there, and we'll have that. I'm gonna have that schedule posted in the bio. Actually, try to update that for you guys and get that out. That's gonna have the Sunday's pod schedule and as well as the Monday pod schedule on there for you guys. And but anyways, back to this final score. I'm calling it. And I know people are going to call me out if I don't get it close. But I got the Patriots going up. I think we can win this thing 38 to 20. Damn. I don't want to push. You know what? No, I'm going to bring it down. I know what? We're going to win this game 35-24 Pats. 35-24 Pats. That's my spread. Drake
Uh,
may Drake may for at least 2 touchdown passes.
so
I'm only
I'm
giving
gonna
up my points.
say,
I feel like the defense will also generate some points too. I feel like I'm calling a pick six at least once.
yeah. So I'm gonna say, hmm, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 30. The Pats 31. I'm gonna say the Seahawks. I'm gonna say 31-30, and I'll say
31-30
and I say and
that
I'll
is so
say
stressful.
we
That
kick the
means they
field.
go in at the last minute.
Yeah, I say we kick the field. I say we kick the field goal at the end,
Field
probably
goal.
there to win it.
We've won so many Super Bowls like that back in the day with Brady and Vinatieri back in the day. Super Bowl last minute, but that's so stressful. I hate the stress.
Yeah,
I hate this.
yeah,
I hate the stressful finishes because it's so bad for my heart. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I say 31-30, but I say we kick that
Thirty-one
field.
thirty is crazy, bro.
I say we kick that field goal at the end
I don't want
to
something
win.
that close because I don't want
I
people.
don't either. I
No,
don't
because
either.
people are
But
gonna make the excuse again. Oh well, you got lucky. Oh well, you barely won. You barely won. Like you know what I mean? Like
but we'll see how this all play out.
I need at least a 2 touchdown spread. I feel like win this
Yeah,
game. Here's what I want to be able when it's like 10 minutes, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I
right.
want to be able to be already talking shit online.
Well, we're
I,
gonna have to.
I should be able to leave my house at the fourth
Nah,
quarter. I'm
right.
stepping. I gotta put the hat on.
Nah.
I gotta put the hat on. I gotta step outside. I gotta step outside. You know what I mean? I don't want to still be in my crib like, oh man, I hope they doing something. I'm over here like,
So
nah.
here's the thing. If we get up in that fourth quarter and we get a good enough sizable lead and we see that they kind of down, that's when we're gonna have to lock in and stay on top of it. We can't we can't let them back in the ball game. That's the thing.
And then there's
And
the biggest problem too. You got JSN out there.
right,
JSN, and then the matchup between. But this is going to be the defining moment in game for Christian Gonzalez. And then
right.
everybody's talking about Christian Gonzalez can't guard JSN. You know, I mean, JSN's a dog, man. Not gonna lie to you. Like, he's JSN, but Christian Gonzalez is Christian Gonzalez. So
I think he will be on his A game tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure also there's a game plan for him as well, or something drawn
Yeah,
up.
yeah. They're gonna make sure that they take him specifically out the game plan that they know. So he's gonna have to use his other people. If you take him out of the game
Yeah,
plan,
that's what it
you're
is.
gonna
That's
have to
because
use them other people.
it's either I'm not going to let you beat me with your best person. You're going to have to
Right,
use somebody else to step up
right,
and beat. Or it's the case of sometimes it's like, hey, you know what? Sometimes you got certain people, man. There really is no stopping them. You have some in the past. You've had in all of sports across the time and history. You've had people who are just there. Really is. I mean, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Jordans. You know what I
right,
mean? The Kobe Bryants, the LeBron James. You know what I mean? The freaking even back in the day with the NFL and the Dolphins, Ricky Williams, right?
right,
You had Ricky Williams. You had freaking back in his prime, but the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, right?
right,
There's some guys like all the guys back in the day, like Julio Jones, like
right,
Randy Moss, all these guys. There really was no stopping these dudes. There
right,
was no shutting them down. But what could happen is like, you know what? I can't stop this dude. Even on the bad day, he's
right,
gonna get catches and numbers. Here's
right.
what I have to do. I have to do well enough to slow him down to
Him
win
down.
this game. That's what I have to do.
Right.
I can't let him do too much. I have to manage him. That's what has to happen because
And we can't.
there is no stopping this guy. He's gonna
Right.
get stuff. He's gonna get stuff. Even if I double him or whatever, he's gonna get stuff. Here's the thing: I
And
have
the
to do
penalties don't.
well enough.
And the penalties too. We
Yeah, the penalty,
cannot have
we
any
can't beat
penalties
ourselves with
tomorrow.
penalties.
You kill us with the penalties, it's gonna be bad business. So we have got to not kill ourselves in that
So,
department.
and then before we like you said, so you said 31-30. I don't like that, but whatever. And then also I had what did I say? The 35. I said I had 35. I'm giving us 35 to
I'll
35,
go with your score.
24 Pats.
I'll go with your score more because I
At
kind
38,
of
38-24. 38-24.
I,
I'm going 38-24.
I kind of see that 38-24.
Now stay
And
over
I
there.
see that in the
Stay
fourth.
over
I see that in the fourth quarter, but we'll see.
I'm giving the defense at least one touchdown. I'm giving Drake May 2 touchdown passes, whether it be short or long. I'm giving
Right,
that. That's 24 points right there.
right.
You know, and then the rest I feel like on the ground.
Yeah. You just get the rest on the ground. We got a good running game, I think, uh, to do. We got Henderson. We got
And obviously
Stevenson.
field goals.
So
I mean, it's gonna be some field goals for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Field goals, a couple of runs, and so it's gonna be a good one, man. I mean, this is honestly not just because my team is in it. Like, I mean, I watch the game every year. I watch the whole season, obviously, but I mean,
Right.
I just feel like this is, I'm not saying this. All y'all listening, like, here you go,
Ah,
the Patriot fan, he over here glazing, like, no, like,
ah.
seriously, even if we weren't in it, and it had this
Right,
type of build up and this type of with these type of teams. I mean, honestly, with all the teams that we saw that made the playoffs, even if this was like a healthy Bo Nix in the Broncos versus the Seahawks, I'd be excited.
right.
I'd be excited, even if it wasn't my team. So I'm not saying that. I think this is one of the best Super Bowls in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
Just with
look,
all
we
the build
had
up and all the drama and everything, the background, stories, everything. You know what I mean?
right,
And then you got Bad Bunny in going with it.
and
Then
then
you got,
Bad Bunny there.
with the whole thing. He's been making noise. And also, speaking of, before we go, we got 10 more minutes here. I'm going to let everybody get out of here. Let's talk about that with making noise. Tom Brady trending because Tom Brady trending now. I know you probably, I guarantee you probably saw this story and was like, I wonder what Trump going to say, right? Like, no, so I did see it, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm
Right.
talking about Tom Brady's in the news because he was asked,
He said he wasn't supporting us.
yeah, and he was asked, who he thought was going to win or wanted to win or whatever the question was, and Tom responded that he didn't have a dog in the fight and that he was going to remain unbiased. And a lot of Patriot fans and even a lot of former NFL, teammates and former Patriots got
Even
mad.
Vince, even Vince
So,
Wilfork got, even Vince Wilfork got. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
I was
really?
kind of surprised by that. Vince Wilfork, Asante Samuel, a lot of people got upset because they feel like, or are upset because they feel like Tom Brady should be supporting the Patriots, obviously because of his, history with them, obviously.
Right.
This is how I feel. I feel like it's fine. I'm still a major Tom Brady fan. I feel like
Right.
he's being a professional. Like he's
Right.
now a sports broadcaster. And you
Right.
can be, I mean, you can be, and I'm not going to act like you don't have certain sports broadcasters. But you know what? Like, for example, I'll give somebody an example because I know people are going to hear me say this, and their argument is going to be, oh, well, there are certain people who are in the media who still have their favorites. And then I guarantee you one of those people they're going to use as an example is going to be Shannon Sharp.
Sure.
Here is why Shannon Sharp is different. Shannon Sharp has his own personal podcast show.
Right.
Just like my show, right? Where I can come on here and I can say whatever I want. I'm not really a broadcast analyst. Like I don't work for Fox. I don't work for CBS or ESPN or whatever. Even though Shannon used to work for ESPN, but he doesn't anymore. The only thing he's doing right now is the nightcap, and he's doing his podcast or whatever.
Yes.
Like that.
Right.
That's his own personal show. And obviously he's a former player. He's diehard, Broncos or whatever. Like, as a matter of fact, he was talking trash about how the Broncos lost and he was upset about it on his show or whatever like that, right? And so he's going to support the Broncos because that's what's expected. just
Right,
like
right.
it was expected for Tom Brady to support the Patriots. Here's what I think. I think behind closed doors in his heart, Tom Brady obviously wants the Patriots to win.
Oh yeah, oh
But
yeah,
he's not going to say this because it's unprofessional in his position
yeah.
as
Right.
a broadcaster to be biased, right?
And it's on national TV,
Right.
so you can't be. And I mean, they're not gonna do the game anyway. But I'm
And then
just
to top
saying.
it off, that Tom Brady's also the co-owner of the Raiders.
Right, exactly. Right.
So, you know what I mean? How does it look that my owner is on here being all pro Patriots?
Right, right,
You know what I mean? Like, or whatever, right? Even though I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't care because they would understand. I think
right, right,
If Tom Brady were to come out and do that, I don't think anybody would have gotten mad or wouldn't have or would have been surprised. They're more surprised that he's not going to support. But I
right,
honestly, I have nothing but major respect for him for standing on business and being a professional and not picking a side. And that's
right, right.
but I think I'm pretty sure in his heart of hearts he wants us to win. But
Oh
again,
yeah.
he's being a professional. He's not going to say it on live TV. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
I
right,
mean,
right,
maybe down the road, like once he's done, broadcasting and he's done with everything, and then he can just say whatever he wants, then I'm pretty sure, like, he'll be Patriot. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
whatever. But
And
right,
I'm quite sure. If we win tomorrow, I'm quite sure he'll probably shoot, probably verbal text or something, or
right, he might
something
even say
like
something.
that,
So
congratulating them. Yeah.
I think it was one thing because at first it was just mostly fans that I saw that were saying something, but I'm like, come on, man, you got pro athletes really upset at this guy, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
ridiculous. Like, yeah, like it's stupid. Like, I'm still pro Tom Brady. He's still Patriot Nation. I got no beef with it. So whatever. People are being stupid, but I just found it very funny. Like, because I was like,
Right.
again, I was surprised that there was actually celebrities and professionals that were also upset.
Yeah.
Because like the people, I wasn't surprised because I mean, like I said, these fickle fans. So,
Mm.
but I was surprised about the NFL players and stuff.
Right.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I have no issue with it. I saw nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong. You even got
No.
some people talking about taking his statue down. Like what? Like what?
They
Like,
know for good and well they're not taking this statue down. It's
no, it's
going
crazy,
too
man.
far.
But shout out to Tom, man. I hope he's well. I think is he going to be calling the game? I don't know if he's calling the game
No,
yet.
no, 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 no.
He's not
He's
calling
not
the
gonna
game,
be
right?
calling it on.
But I'm sure. Obviously he'll be there.
Oh,
So
he'll be in Santa Clara for
shout
sure.
out to
Cause
Tom. He's going to be out there enjoying the game with us, like with all the rest of us, supporting Pats Nation, and so yeah, that's going to be it. So we'll see, man. That's it, man. So we
it
will,
was a good show.
I mean, as usual, man. We thank everybody for watching today. Like and subscribe. Make sure you're checking that
Yes,
bio
indeedy.
at our Instagram page, at the Trail Count podcast on Instagram. Check the bio weekly, daily. We update the pod schedule there for you guys. Shout out to all my folks out there in Spotify land or wherever you may get your podcast from. Thank you for supporting and showing us love. And we will catch you guys again
All
Sunday
right.
night after
Peace.
the Super Bowl. Go Pats. We're out of here. Till
All
next time.
right.